Maybe you're wondering what movers and shakers are doing in Kansas City real estate. Good afternoon, Suzie.
Hello.
Suzie Taggart, real estate icon in Kansas City. So, tell people who don't know you about yourself.
Well, my name is Suzie Taggart. I am apparently a real estate icon in Kansas City. I started in real estate about 8 years ago after a really difficult real estate experience where I was an unrepresented buyer. So I had owned a home previously and thought that I knew everything that I needed to know about real estate, and I found out that I was wrong. So I bought a home unrepresented, and I very quickly realized that I didn't really know what I was doing, and in the middle of the transaction I had no way to fix it. I had no way to go backwards, and it ended up working out well, but I realized I didn't want anybody else to be in that position ever again. So here I am to make sure that everybody else has the representation that they deserve.
So when you say representation they deserve, what comes to mind?
Somebody who knows what they're doing, that has your back, that understands the laws, the rules, the loopholes, the documents, the contracts, the process for inspections, the connections with the lenders and the title company. There's so many things to know about a real estate transaction that there's too much for a consumer to understand. And I thought that I understood it all. I was an accountant, background in finance and audit, and I should know this stuff. And I was a grown-up, I was an adult, and I had no clue. I was significantly underprepared. Uneducated.
Well, what's your best advice now for someone who's thinking about buying a home and they're thinking they can do this on their own because they've been on YouTube and they've looked at Facebook and they have friends who have told them and
they can't. Don't do it. There's too much at risk. It's a 6-7 figure transaction, and it's just not worth even trying to do it on your own, even if you think you can.
Suzie, tell everybody about what the real estate market looks like in Kansas City.
It's crazy. It's on fire. So we have a lot of buyers who are able to buy homes because the interest rates are lower, and a lot of sellers who have to sell their home and then buy a home, so they're kind of in this limbo land. But the inventory is so low that the sellers can't find homes to buy. So it makes it hard for the buyers who are looking that don't have homes to sell to find a place to go. And it's one of those cart before the horse scenarios. It's just a lot of moving parts, and it's very frustrating for people right now. Buyers are having to spend what I'm seeing is up to 10% over market value, or the listed price of the home at least. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. But in order to take that next step and move into a bigger home, or a home with an office, or a smaller home after kids have left and gone to college, whatever that life change that's causing somebody to make a move, those things are still happening. People are still getting married, and they are still passing away, and they are still having babies, and all of the things that life throws at you that require changes in your housing, that's all still happening. So people still have to make that move. We're seeing homes that are getting anywhere from 50 to 100 showings in one day, and you're in there for 15 minutes and you're having to make a decision on a 6-figure purchase super fast. And I talk to people a lot like it's like speed dating online, right? So you're seeing the houses on your phone usually, or your computer, and you're swiping right or left on what you see online. And then you are choosing a home to ask for coffee, right? So you ask it for coffee. That coffee is lasting 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes to decide whether or not you're going to marry that house. And it's a lot of pressure, and it's really a very fast-moving market right now.
So what do you think the hangover is going to look like for those people that either spent more than they really intended to the first time around, or they ended up in a home where the footprint doesn't exactly fit them?
Well, I think that happens all of the time. It's just happening more often now. So if somebody finds themselves in a position where they're in a home that doesn't really fit them, I know a really great real estate agent to help them make that next move.
Right on.
All right. And then, but I do think that there's more and more people that are settling on a home that maybe wouldn't have been their first choice. So they're looking for more of an 8 out of a 10 when they're picking who they're having coffee with. And so somebody who really wanted a master bathroom is now okay having a bathroom that they share with the hallway. There's a door in between the two. And as more and more people are getting into these homes that weren't quite right, I think they're making them right. And they're very happy where they end up. At least the people that I've helped who have made sacrifices have been very happy where they left off. For those who are paying more than they should, I'm not the kind of real estate agent to encourage anybody really to spend like $30,000, $40,000 in just cash just to buy a home, unless it appraises for that amount. So the people that we're working with are not waiving any kind of appraisals at all. So if they're spending 10% over market value and it doesn't appraise for that 10%, then generally we're seeing our sellers that I'm at least working with and the expectations with the agents that we're dropping that price down to that appraised value. So the buyers that I'm seeing right now are getting in for the appraised value of the home, which may not be the contract price, but it's definitely over the listing price. And the same thing on homes that sellers that I'm helping, where we're selling 25,000 above, and it might not appraise quite that high, it appraises a little lower. Over time, those appraised values are gonna keep rising and keep rising. There's gonna have to be a ceiling at some point, and it'll have to stop and slow down. I just don't know when that's gonna be.
Any final words for the market?
If you have to sell or buy because of what life throws at you, you can still do it. This market is crazy, it's on fire, it's busy, it's fast. And if you have somebody right next to you to help you and explain everything all the way from the very beginning to the very end, it's not quite so bad, and it's definitely doable. You can navigate through all of these issues with the market, and it'll make for some really good stories in a couple years.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.